This is probably one of the stupidest things I've ever done. My friends, they uh, they wanted to go see Barbie, and then some of them wanted to see Oppenheimer. And I was sick. I couldn't go as much as I wanted to see both of them. Uh, but thankfully they're all still in theaters. And I received a somewhat silly idea from the good people at the Ludwig Discord. So I'm gonna see Barbie today, and then after I see Barbie, I'm gonna see Oppenheimer. And then after I see Oppenheimer, I'm going to watch The Meg 2. It's going to be BarbenHeiMeg, and we're going to see how this goes. It's just about noon right now. There's a like 12:15 showing of Barbie, so I'm going to see that, and then I'll check in, give you guys my thoughts, and we can just keep this rolling. All right. I just got out of Barbie. It's just about 2:30, and yeah, I liked it. It was a fun time. I think Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling killed it. Like they did great with their roles. The visuals were all great. I wasn't expecting so much music, but I think I ended up really liking the all the different songs that happen, and the humor was very like referential in a way that was like it wasn't jarring or like annoying. Like I think it knew when to take itself seriously and when to not, which I think is a good balance to strike. So yeah, it was good. I think the visuals were all very eye grabbing as they're supposed to be, and yeah, I mean I'll probably have more in depth thoughts when when I'm home and I can just relax because I have an extra 5 hours of movies that I'm staring down the barrel of right now. So we'll see how that goes. Uh, the next showing for Oppenheimer is at 3:55, so I have like an hour, hour 20, hour 30 to kill, and that's not counting previews. So I'm probably gonna get lunch. Um, yeah, just chill out for a bit and probably just try to figure out what's coming next. Uh, Mentally, anyways, I think I'm a little worried on Oppenheimer because it's like a 3-hour movie and it's a very serious movie, and I'm feeling a little tired right now. I'm hoping lunch helps me with that, but it could also just put me down. We'll see. Uh, so that'll be exciting. Uh, yeah, I'll check in more as things develop. Maybe I'll give some nice slow static shots of whatever's going down around here. But we'll keep this going.
Thank you.
All right, I got lunch, drank a bunch of water, and I'm feeling pretty good. Uh, yeah, I guess I have a couple more thoughts on Barbie that kind of came to me while I was eating, and I think I really like the messaging of how kind of both Ken and Barbie's arcs are kind of developed. The kind of ridiculous uh, patriarchy stuff and the way that gets addressed is really entertaining, as well as Ken's part at the end where they talk about who Ken is without Barbie or his things or whatever. I think that was really well done. um, Michael Cera's character was very very random. I don't know what to make of him. His existence feels like some sort of Barbie lore that I'm unaware of, but I mean, he was funny, of course, so, super enjoyable regardless. Um, yeah, it's like 3:45 now. I gotta go grab my next tickets, and I think I can handle Oppenheimer. I think I'll be able to handle it. But I just realized I have to watch that terrible Paw Patrol trailer 2 more times, and that's that's staring me down, man. That's gonna be tough. Maybe I just hang out in the lobby until it's about to start. All right, let's get this part two. Let's get it going. All right, so just got out of Oppenheimer, and it's like 7:15. I have only a half hour this time before the Meg, which I'm not too worried about, because there's also previews and stuff. But I'm feeling pretty good. Yeah, I liked Oppenheimer a lot. I think it was for a few minutes when it starts off. It's kind of going back and forth between early Oppenheimer and then the Robert Downey Jr. character story, and then it kind of sucks you in. You get, for me anyways, get really invested into the actual world and who all the characters are and kind of how they interact with each other. So I think that was really well done. Yeah, I think the characters were all really fun. Well, fun's probably the wrong word, but I mean, Oppenheimer kind of has a very interesting arc of, you know, being super into the whole project and then realizing its power and how it can kind of shape the world, and you know, it's all wrapped up in that final scene where he's like, we did destroy the world, or at least, you know, the perception of it. Robert Downey Jr.'s character I think was interesting too, because we don't see him interact face to face with Oppenheimer that much. It's like only a couple scenes, I think, which is cool because he's, I don't know, the way he's kind of painted at the end there is very self-important, which is really funny. I wasn't sure how to feel about him at first. I was like, I mean, Robert Downey Jr. is a great actor, but like, is this the kind of role that he's, like, I'm not really sure what he's trying to do with it. But that kind of end scene where he's in the office and like just screaming about how much he hates Oppenheimer, I'm like, all right, this is actually kind of sick. And there's a lot of like, I mean, the casting is very, very interesting. I think Matt Damon's character is pretty, you know, pretty run-of-the-mill, but I think he does as good as a job as he is expected to. The cameos are super random. Like, Josh Peck is in there, like, you know, a couple scenes, super short. Yeah, there's a lot of just random people. The Rami Malek was crazy. Rami Malek was a main villain in a Bond movie, and he's getting like 8 seconds of screen time. And then finally at the very end, he shows up and delivers like a couple paragraphs of like, I think Robert Downey Jr.'s character is cringe, actually. And everyone kind of is like, oh shit, how did he know? But yeah, I think it was cool. I think the development, it's one of those things that I think it's hard to, the development itself is kind of hard to like illustrate for general audiences. Maybe that's like I don't know. Like they did a really good job of distilling it into basic like stuff that the average audience would understand. So I think that's really cool. There's a lot of great close-ups on people's faces where they just kind of a wash of whatever, you know, terror or this like excitement, crazy excitement that building the bomb and seeing it actually work kind of goes to. It's really it's crazy. I mean, they do a good job bringing out emotions, I think, in this movie, which is kind of hard to do sometimes, and I think, you know, Nolan did a great job doing that kind of thing. What else do I have to say about this movie? Who else was cool? Oh yeah, I know that this was like, it's a historical drama, everything, so obviously everything's very steeped in fact and like real life. But like, I felt so dumb, like soy jacking at the screen when they were like, yeah, Heisenberg is gonna be here. It's like, oh man. And it felt like some fucking, you know, Easter egg post-credit sequence shit when that one advisor to Robert Downey Jr.'s character was like, yeah, a young senator from Massachusetts, Kennedy. It's like, Jesus, man. It's like you know, it's like we're teasing the next movie or whatever. But you know, like, that's not a complaint or anything. It's just very funny to me the way that they kind of wrote that in. And yeah, I mean, I think that was it's an interesting double feature with Barbie. I would love to hear how other people feel about that, or what their experiences were like. So I have some time to kill, like a little bit, 20, 30 minutes. And I think The Meg is going to be my I can completely zone out movie. Because, I mean, Oppenheimer didn't, it demands your attention, and I think it does a good job keeping it. But I don't think it, like, was annoying to pay attention to or whatever. Like, I think the conversations were all pretty reasonable to follow, and it was fun to just, like, not fun, but it was enjoyable to, like, watch things, the conversations and stuff play out. So I think my mental energy is probably sloping to a low, and that's okay because The Meg 2 cannot possibly be a very mentally engaging movie. So I'm probably gonna buy some popcorn and just relax and watch Jason Statham kill sharks, I guess. I saw the first one and that was a stupid China bait movie. So if this is more of the same, I'm cool with it. Yeah, I guess I'll report back, see how it goes. But honestly, it didn't destroy me like I thought it would. I mean, I still have one more movie to go, so we'll see how that goes. But hey, this is fun, and I hope people enjoyed watching this. And I'll see you guys on the other side of this shark movie. All right, I am officially done. I'm just kind of chilling out now. And yeah, The Meg 2, The Trench, was pretty bad. It did give me some very strong feelings towards China. I think I love China. I think China #1. And white women, I think, are bad. At least that's what the movie was telling me, given the main two villains were just very underwhelming white women. Yeah, it was an ugly movie. Like, it was very... Half of it takes place in the dark. And even when they get inside this, like, secret submarine base, it's just also super dark and hard to see what's going on. The fight scenes are just, like, shaky and look terrible. They introduce a bunch of characters who get killed off, like, super unceremoniously. And then finally, they're like, okay, you can have a couple of the characters who you care about. And they gave a lot of action to, like, a comic relief guy from the last movie, which is very funny. Yeah, it's like, they wanted it to be bigger than the first movie, but it's just, like, more or less the same thing. There's a giant squid, and we barely got a good look at it, and it barely fought the Meg. Like, that's all I really wanted out of this movie, was have the Meg fight a giant squid, and it just sucked. It was just not good. So it was unfortunate. I guess my expectations were not very high. Like, the first movie is not particularly good either, but it's stupid, and this one's stupid in a way where it's just, like, not particularly enjoyable. Like, there's a scene where Jason Statham says, "Shoot anything that moves," but they're underwater and there's fish just flying around everywhere. So it's like, she could just shoot everything. Like, you know what she means. You know what he means, but I don't know, a lot of the writing just feels very clunky and kind of lukewarm, if at all. It's, what other stupid shit happened in that movie? There's just a lot of, like, stuff where you kind of wonder, like, why did they do this? Or why are they showing what's going on? Like, there's a lot of scenes where Jason Statham's just riding around a jet ski, and the Megs are trying to chase him. Yeah, that's toward the end of the movie, which is the only part with any excitement, and even then it's just not that good. Like, I just really wish they, I don't know, did more, but here I am I'm asking for good things from a blatant China bait movie. It was what it was. I wonder if they. I think they've kind of opened it up to another one, so hopefully that'll be a step up. I don't know. There's another really stupid scene where the girl who was from the first movie sneaks into their like submarine, and she's like, "Wow, it's so beautiful," but it's super dark, and the camera's pointed at the interior of the sub, so we just can't see what she's referring to when it's beautiful. I don't know, man. It's such a mess. I like the first one. I could legitimately recommend to people because of how silly it is, but like the second one, it's just like kind of boring and ugly. So I would say maybe don't check that one out. As far as the whole experience, I thought it would like exhaust me way, way more. And maybe it's just because the Meg was just allowed me to turn my brain off, and like the only thing I was thinking about was like, why did they do that? But it wasn't any like hard thought. So honestly, it was a fun time. Probably wouldn't do it again though, because 3 movies in one day was a lot. But yeah, I don't know. It was fun. If you liked this kind of thing, drop a like, and I'll try to do something similar again. Might do a movie ticket stub collection video or something, because I have like 10 years of them or something. So I think that would be fun. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you later.